CNN military analyst Major General James Spider Marks and former Navy SEAL John McGuire. John, let me start with you. I want to show that video again when you see the soldiers get attacked here and put their hands up and don't resist. What's your reaction when you see this?
You know, I've got to give them a good grade. You know, they certainly didn't look very confident, but they kept their cool. They didn't panic. They stayed together, and they got out of the situation. Now, there's certainly a couple of things they could have done to maybe handle it a little bit better, but overall, I'd give them a good grade. They weren't by themselves. They stayed together. And
when you say handle it better, what specifically do you mean?
Well, you know, the world is changing, and you know, I heard in one of your earlier shows today that this is probably a fringe group, and there's evidence that makes me believe that, and that it wasn't that many people. They were videotaping it, and no one got hurt. But what they could have done in other places in the world, you're going to run into danger, is I don't know if they were getting tickets or using an ATM, I couldn't tell from the video, is maybe when the guy was getting tickets, the other two maybe had his back to them so they could see the crowd. So maybe they could assess the threat a little bit better. But overall, I thought they handled it pretty good.
All right, so General Marks, let me just play again what was actually said to the sailors so our viewers can hear it.
Because we define you as murderers, as killers, we want you to get out of our land.
And you know, General, we've talked about this as perhaps a fringe group, but nonetheless, this is shocking that this would have happened in Istanbul, in the biggest city in Turkey, in the financial capital of an American ally. This clearly reflects a deep hostility towards the American military. What do you say to that?
Well, there really is a challenge in our relationships with Turkey. They have always been, you know, since their membership in NATO, we have always tried to work very, very closely with the Turks. We have a good mill-to-mill, military-to-military type relations with them, and we have routinely exercised those capabilities. But the Turkish government walks a very thin line between a secular government, which they have, and a very large, very influential Islamic presence in the country that wants to increasingly put its presence on top of the government. So it's not unusual to see a Turkish youth union like this, an anti-government organization like this, which is clearly anti-U.S. But the United States has had many chances to work with the Turks in the past. We've often taken that relationship for granted. And I think we understand more fully that this is a very delicate relationship that takes very much hands-on presence in order to get it right.